Hello, hello, hello to all of my Leos. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Leos, are you ready to get this week started off right? This reading is for the 20th of March through the 20th of April. If you have not had an opportunity to watch Sunday's video, which is dated the 19th of March through the 19th of April, please consider watching that, where you have questions that's going to help you glide into this new moon in Aries. New moon in Aries. Whenever we're getting ready to close out a cycle, the enemy is trying his hardest to keep you back. The enemy is is trying to attack your root chakra. And your root chakra would be dealing with your stability, your security, your career success, your prosperity, your loyalty, in your relationships with people, your vitality, is your patience, right? So the enemy is trying to look for any cracks in those areas. And that's exactly what the enemy is going to attack. When you think about this at every last quarter moon, because the enemy doesn't want you to finish strong. The enemy wants that hinge of doubt. Remember, devil energy is energy that attacks fear, doubt, uncertainty about your own future moving forward, any addictions you may have. And so that's what the enemy tries to come after. But you'll know that you're landing on the bright side of the moon in Aries if you feel more energetic, more enterprising, more optimistic, open to change, and idealistic. In contrast, you'll know if you're landing on the dark side and other people around you who've landed on the dark side, if the energy is more impulsive, opinionated, domineering, impatient, and vain, right? All right, let's go. Nine of Cups, King of Wands. We have the Page of Cups. We have the Three of Swords, Queen of Cups, and also the Star card. The Star card. All right, Star card. Source really wants somebody to start to inspire themselves to move on beyond something, like to calm that fire down or that anger down or that frustration about something, right? And again, operate in a space of compassion. Here we have the Queen of Cups. This is water. We also have the Page of Cups. We have the Nine of Cups. When you operate from a space of compassion, and we're talking about according to your reading, Source is going to give you exactly what you want, because when you calm the fire down in one area of your life, you are actually making room to receive, to be in receiving mode. When we're talking about sacral chakra music, we're talking about joy. We're talking about not sacral chakra music, but just sacral chakra in general. When it's aligned, you feel a wide emotional range. You feel joy. You feel your creativity is intact, your sexuality, your fertility. All of those things are intact. But if you got so much fire going on, assuming that someone is trying to manipulate you, because this is also an emotion too, or if there's sexual rigidity or sexual promiscuity or lack of control of emotions, or codependency in any of your relationships, that fire to that water can cause somebody like they're feeling like their blood is about to boil. Remember, we are closing out a cycle in a fire sign, Sagittarius, which is one of your sister signs, and we're starting a new cycle, new phase in a fire sign, which is Aries. Aries is a fiery, active sign, but the moon is cool and passive. So the way that the Aries moon helps you, Leo, is, or just fire signs in particular, is that the Aries moon underlines your impulsiveness and enhances your magnetic ability to sway others. So you have a great dash and energy. So if you are adding water to this fire and you're saying, okay, let me be not only compassionate but warm-hearted towards things, let me find what towards things, then I'm going to get exactly what I want. This is not you trying to manipulate a situation or even trying to control a situation. It's not giving so much power to something that may have upset you or deeply disappointed you or broken your heart. Something could have deeply disappointed or rubbed your... That's what I'm saying. The enemy will go straight in for your ego, because the enemy wants you to edge God out and say, you know what? Forget all of that. I'm just going to do X, Y, and Z. Boom, it backfires, right? So here we have the King of Wands, and King of Wands is a person who has an enormous amount of influence and power, and someone who has the ability to inspire yourself, motivate yourself. You focusing on standing in your power, where you have mental clarity and you feeling feelings of like you can levitate. So anything in your universe, whether it's physically still there or if it's a part of the past, if it comes back up, it's God's way of allowing the enemy to test you, to tempt you to stay in a cycle, to see if you're really ready for the things that you've been thanking God for. It's all fun and games. We're like, oh, I can see myself crossing that finish line. I can see myself. And then God says, let's see. Let's see. That's your lower self, right? Your flesh. We know that the devil is not with a pitchfork and a red suit and patent leather, red patent leather shoes, right? But your lower self, source is like, okay, is this person really ready to go to the next level, really ready to ascend higher? And so when I say wish fulfillment, your wish could be like, you know what? I wish this person would propose to me. I wish that, I could meet somebody who is loyal to me. But guess what? If you've had people who were disloyal to you in the past and you got a new love trying to come across your path and you're still grappling with closing out a cycle from an ex, this new person coming across your path, they could really be a very loyal person. But if you're still grappling with something from the past, it's throwing everything out of alignment, right? And so this is where you can say, let me be comfortable with closing out cycles. Let me nurture myself. Let me nurture myself. Let me go ahead and close out these past cycles so I can get what I want. I know I'm qualified. I know I can get, whatever it is, qualified for the job, qualified for a new love coming across my path. This full moon in Virgo reminded everybody, Leos, that we are whole, we are complete without other energies drama you don't need another person to validate you. That's what this moon in Virgo, that full moon in Virgo that we had on the 7th of the month. We are not talking about any Virgos that you know, by the way. We have the moon card. See, that's exactly what I was talking about, the moon card. Somebody's past is trying to rear its ugly head. Something that was emotionally overwhelming for you is trying to come back up. And so it has somebody sitting around ruminating over it. Here we have the 4 of Cups. And Source is saying to you, have compassion for a situation. You could be dealing with somebody who is depressed, somebody who is dealing with some serious mental health issues. And we don't play about mental health on this channel at all because we don't know what people have gone through. People could have gone through all kinds of horrendous things in their childhood. And on the surface, they may seem like they're fine. But internally, you don't know what's triggering them. So again, Source is saying, have compassion. Look for common pieces. Like, they're a human being, right? They're a human being. And so they have hurts just like everybody else have hurts. So Source is saying to you, they could be dealing with the loss of their friends or loss of loved ones, especially if a person is telling you, I lost my mom or my dad, or I lost, my friends. It's like my friends are just dying. Like one thing is happening after another. They could be laughing, joking, and smiling 1 minute. That's their little bit of joy. That's their little bit of, I'm in a good space for, even if it's for 5 minutes. And then the assumption could be that they're fine, they're healed from that. And then boom, something else happens. And then all of a sudden, they're drained. The energy is drained, back to depression again, back to overthinking, sadness, and all of that. So that's what Source wants you to do, is to, even though you may be deeply disappointed and heartbroken over something, Source wants you to start inspiring people, using your power, your fire, to inspire, to motivate people, to help them find their personal power. Here we have the Knight of Pentacles, we have the Fool card, we have the 5 of Swords, we have the Hangman, the 3 of Cups, and also the Death card. Fool card in upright lets me know that somebody's optimistic about their own future. Somebody has a change of heart. Somebody's moving on from something that happened in the past. This is offering hope to somebody. Source is saying to you, hang in there. You weren't delusional. You weren't losing your mind. This is attached. These 2 planets right here are generational planets, Neptune and also Uranus. Generational planets, like something from, like, between the ages of 8 and 14 could have reminded somebody of something. When we talk about 8 and 14, we're talking about your sacral chakra, your emotions, your creativity, your joy. Your something could have triggered something that happened outside of your family and later on in life. And Source is saying to you, while you may have been brokenhearted or disappointed in somebody's actions or something, somebody said their actions or whatever, and it could have been overwhelming for you, Source is saying continue your internal work, continue working hard, continue focusing on your purpose, because more money is trying to come across your path. And so you got to prepare yourself for incoming information, incoming money, incoming stability, incoming loyalty, incoming vitality, incoming patience, incoming prosperity. Like, you got to prepare for that. So this is not just about paper and coins, money, and also great credit. This is about you working on your lower chakras, right? So here we have the Three of Cups. This is where you're thanking Source in advance for healing. Thanking Source in advance for healing of the people that are still connected to you, whether it's just something from the past. This is where the compassion comes in. Even if a person is no longer in your life, you're saying to God, thank you that they're in their right frame of mind. Thank you that they are experiencing some kind of joy in their lives. I don't know what happened. Maybe I was focusing on just me and what they did to me, but thank you that they are healed in their own, frame of mind, their right frame of mind, and let me move on from something. Let me move on. Let me go ahead and close out that cycle of believing that somebody could have been deeply manipulative, but again, whatever happened, then you have to decide, do I want to allow them to come over into this new me, this new phase, this new cycle, which begins on the 21st, or do I want to leave them a part of my past? It looks like some of the people who, when you weigh the pros and cons and you realize, wow, whatever it is that they're going through, it was affecting me so much. So it was literally throwing me out of balance. I was so overwhelmed emotionally. I didn't know what to think. And because I'm a fire sign, that blowtorch came out and really upset me, right? So I do see somebody celebrating, moving on from something. I do see you moving on from something, like something has ended. You're going through a rebirth. So something has finally ended. Somebody's finally leaving something in the past. Here we had the Five of Swords, because it was almost making somebody else look bad. It was almost making you look bad. Every time you gave air to that fire, you're a fire sign, but this is air. Every time you gave fire to, you gave life to it, like talking about it, thinking about it, that kind of thing. And so again, there's several things that's going on here. Somebody, like I said before, maybe bringing something over into this new cycle. But again, what you're bringing over, whether they physically are coming with you or not physically coming with you, is compassion. The moon in Aries is, not only is it the first sign in the zodiac and it's one of your sister signs, a moon in Aries really encourages everybody to burn our old beliefs, like things that were holding us back, holding back our creativity, holding back our joy, disrupting our joy, our peace, our healthy emotions, right? So that's what this is. Like, I'm uprooting all of those unhealthy and wounded emotions from my past, because it's trying to rear its ugly head. I'm releasing it. And see how this person just, like, very regal, they're just standing looking out at their future, and they're leaving things back in the past. Because as long as you keep replaying it and talking about it, that's exactly what the enemy wants somebody to just keep replaying disappointment and heartbreak over and over and over again, and trying to rob you of your future, right? Trying to rob you of the great relationships in your life right now, and trying to rob you of your future. So let's keep it moving forward. Let us keep it moving forward. Here we have the Queen of Wands. We also have the Knight of Wands. We have the Death card again. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Ace of Wands, and also the Strength card. Death card came out again. Like I said before, the enemy would love to keep you in fight mode, would love to keep you bitter, burned, frustrated, upset, like having really deep, dark emotions, right? Keep you mourning, keep you grieving over something that happened in the past that was overwhelming for you. And sources like, no, just have compassion. You don't know what you're dealing with. Sometimes you don't get the answers that you were seeking. Like, especially when you're dealing with certain things, you're just not going to get the answers. You can assume, okay, somebody is. I don't even like to use the C word when we're talking about mental health, because we don't know what people have gone through. So when we're talking about the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Wands and also the Queen of Wands, I do see somebody feeling happy, charismatic, and free when you're operating in your purpose. This is where Source is saying tap into your strength. This is the eighth card in tarot. And so Source is like, how do you see your life? If what they did was that damaging and it's that overwhelming for you, it's time to leave it in the past, and it's time to start the process of tossing it into a burning bowl. their name, the emotions attached to it, how much air you gave to it. I'm not giving any more energy to this anymore. I need to move on from it, right? That's what Source wants you to stay focused on, how you see your life. Somebody is wildly creative, right? And so you're going to have to leave some things in the past and start the process of healing and forgiveness. And that's part of it, getting your heart chakra back in alignment. Here we have the Knight of Wands and also the Ace of Wands. And Knight energy is about saving yourself. This is like getting on your horse and getting as physically as far away from anything that, and that means that you may, no looking on people's social media pages. Not to say that you all are doing that, but not letting people bring certain conversations back up. It's like, you know what, let's move beyond that. Like, you be the person to, as a leader, Leo, you say to people who are trying to bring certain conversations back up. They may even say, I wonder how so-and-so is doing. You can say, you know what, we need to move on from that. I have no idea, but I don't even know why that came up, but we need to move on from it. You're not showing any bitterness, no nothing. That's not even a part of my universe anymore. I'm not opening that door to let that energy back in. So again, somebody's third eye is wide open. And so some memory or something from your past could resurface, or somebody could be thinking about you or trying to physically come back in. You have to decide, is it overwhelming? If it is, you need to release it. It's time to release it so you can stay focused. You don't need any distractions for where Source is trying to take you. You've worked way too hard to invest in yourself to let the past drag you backwards. So Source is saying to you, you're celebrating in your personal life and in your professional life. You're celebrating, you're keeping your scales balanced. You're not allowing something from your past to rear its ugly head and drag you back down emotionally. So that's what's happening right now. That's what's happening right now. Like, something is over in your personal life and your professional life. And so somebody is seeing it from a very compassionate viewpoint. Let's see what else we have going on here. The goal is to close out this cycle in love and move forward. Here we have the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Hierophant card. We have the Seven of Cups. We have the King of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and also the Four of Pentacles. So in your major arcana here, somebody is definitely on their new spiritual journey of getting rooted and grounded and learning how to balance out your own scales. You're a divine masculine sign, but somebody is getting rooted and grounded and getting prepared for a great life. This is what you want incoming, right? Your divine masculine side. So there's sending, and you want to be in receiving mode of wealth, and also learning how to use your time very wisely. That's what this is right here. So Source is saying to you, you work way too hard to let the past rear its ugly head and overwhelm you. Okay, and so here we have the Seven of Cups. This is letting me know that somebody is tempted to vibrate low. Why? Because something from your past is trying to prevent you from closing out a cycle. And so now that you know it's the enemy, it's not the person, it's the enemy trying to resurface the test to see if you're really ready to go to the other side in your spiritual journey. Get near some water to calm that fire down. Spiritual showers, spiritual baths. And like I said, somebody is really, this is a lot of water out here. So this is like a person who is very, very creative. And so you got to make sure you don't let something from your past where you're adding fire to it, like blowtorch fire, and getting you that fired up, angry, that emotion of anger and frustration and burned out and, talking about it, giving air to it. And I'm looking at wish fulfillment here in your cards. Wish fulfillment. Yeah. So you're going to start seeing like your creativity, somebody's creativity is going to make them very wealthy, whether you're a singer, dancer, videographer, painter, whatever you are, it's going to make you very, very wealthy. And it's going to give you the life that you can be writing a book, whatever your art is, right? Creatively, it's going to make somebody very wealthy. But again, that wealth is also tied to your security and your stability and your career success and your prosperity and your patience and your loyalty to your purpose, also tied to your vitality. And so that's where you want to stay focused. That's where also you're going to have, somebody's going to have to dead the situation, leave it in the past, like really leave it in the past and focus on moving forward. Focus on leaving it in the past, a part of your past. So congratulations in both your personal and your professional life, and passing the test, Leo. Passing the test. That's the only goal, is to pass the test. That's the only goal, is to pass the test. Here we have the King of Wands, the Five of Wands, the High Priestess, the Temperance card, the Chariot card, and also the Five of Coins. This right here can cause somebody to ego to come out, like somebody feels left out in the cold, like somebody feels like they're left out of something, they don't know something having to do. And this is how the enemy can come in, is to go straight to you feeling like somebody's leaving me out of something. I don't know everything. The cycle wasn't closed out the way I thought it should have been closed out. That's how the enemy can come in. So this pivotal point, the number 5 right here, lets me know it's a pivotal point in your life. Are you going to go back to allowing things to irritate your demons and awaken that ego? Or are you going to say, I have the key to my own vault. Let me stay focused on my creativity and building a life for myself. Again, somebody where you may feel like they're leaving you out of something, they could be depressed. They may not even know how to sift through their emotions. They could be, it's a lot of things that's going on. Depression is very, very real. So that's what I'm picking up on. It's like, don't assume the worst because of some cycles that weren't closed out in the past. Somebody could be dealing with all kinds of stuff. We have no idea. And so you have to decide, do I want that in my universe? If not, if I don't, I'm releasing it in love, right? This moon in Aries is about burning our old selves, like meaning tossing our old selves into feeling like, somebody must be manipulating me. They must be up to something because they're not telling me everything. Maybe they don't even understand it themselves. Like, really, this is where you're giving people the benefit of the doubt. And again, if they are up to no good, it'll be exposed. And at that point, you don't have to get angry. You may be disappointed, but not to the point where you're giving power to it. I just release it, right? Here we have the Temperance card. Somebody is like on your spiritual journey. Somebody is definitely have a guardian angel. You have 2 guardian angels actually that died. That's really trying to encourage you to keep your vibrations high. But the enemy is definitely trying to irritate somebody's demons, like really trying to get you to vibrate at a lower frequency. And sources like starve the enemy and it will flee. Starve the enemy and it will flee. If you need to get near a body of water, take spiritual showers, spiritual baths, drink more water. Listen to lower chakra music. You can type it in on YouTube, lower chakra music, and on a regular basis, not just one time, but just on a regular basis, to keep that fresh water, keep that water flushing out the root chakra to see if there's any cracks in your foundation. Are you insecure in certain areas? Is something from your past causing you to feel unstable? Do you feel like everybody else's career is progressing and mine isn't? Do you feel like because you've been cheated on in the past, could this person be disloyal? Maybe they are depressed. Maybe they are, something else is going on. Maybe they lost loved ones. And one day, like I said, anybody who's ever been through depression knows that one day a person can look like they're on cloud 9. And the next minute they could be seriously thinking about unaliving themselves. So again, that's what I'm seeing for you all. It's like, don't let the enemy tempt you to vibrate low. The Chariot card, the High Priestess, and also the King of Wands. King of Wands came out twice. King of Wands came out twice, which further lets me know that somebody's going to be using their fire for good, to inspire people, helping people to find their light. But remember, if a person seems like they're just like this, checked out, even if you're trying to inspire them, back up. Because that fire can also drain them if they're depressed or they're going through some things, right? But again, it's up to you. It's your universe. You have to decide what you want to allow in your universe and what you don't. Somebody has High Priestess energy too. So somebody is highly intuitive. You're sensitive to picking up on things. So you're feeling things. So again, you're feeling literally everything around you. And so we're talking about moon energy. And so this is where you're talking about how to nurture yourself, even if a person isn't responding to you inspiring them. Back up, just back up, right? Because somebody is at a crossroad right now. Here we have the Chariot card. Somebody is at a crossroad and trying to decide how they want to proceed. Don't let your fire cause you to burn your wealth because somebody's assuming that people have tried to play you in the past. Remember, those people in the past played themselves. Don't do that to your current and also your future situation. So let's see what else we got going on here, Leos. Let's see what else we got going on. Like I said, with all of this creativity that I'm seeing here in the cards, all of this joy, all of this, fertility, somebody could be really planting seeds for only what they want to grow, nothing else. So it's going to be very important that you close out cycles that you feel like, okay, this energy, their time is up in my universe and I need to move on from this. I need to move on because otherwise something else is going to come out, right? So let's see what else we got going on here. Let's pull your oracle cards and let's get ready to close it out. Let's pull your oracle cards and let's go ahead and close it out. Let's go ahead and close it out. Let's go ahead and close it out. A time to give rather than a time to take. Again, when we had that, we had a full moon. This is new moon, but we had a full moon in Virgo. A new moon in Virgo would be about the new you is taking everything on case by case basis. Virgo is the I analyze sign, so I'm analyzing things. I'm taking the time to be in receiving mode of messages that source is sending me about situations. And so I got to slow down to be in receiving mode. Your default is to send out messages, but you're going to be receiving messages from source. And Virgo is ruled by Mercury, which is not retrograde. You're receiving messages. And also you're learning how to adapt. So again, Virgo is a mutable sign. It's an earth sign. So you're receiving emotions about something. So if a person is coming to you saying, hey, I'm sad because I lost friends. My friends are dying. And I can't even make it make sense. On the day that they feeling good, hey, celebrate with them. But on the day that they're not feeling responsive to that, then back up. Back up. Your default may be to give and say, you know what, let me give this person some encouragement. But if they still don't feel like they're responding to it, especially if you've given them access to you and you are intentionally bringing them over to the other side of you, they're still giving access to your universe in the new cycle, then back up. Just back up. Just give them some space to try to figure some things out. And if it gets to that point, if you can help them in any way, shape, form, or fashion, down to calling a hotline to help them, do what you need to do to help them, right? If you've given them access to your universe. But again, if you realize that certain things from your past are, it's going to get into a point where you're overthinking it. And every time you're giving air to it, it's enraging you. And these could be people that no longer have access to you. Then it's time to toss it into a burning bowl. Release it. Release that old way of thinking is what Source is saying to somebody. So let's see what else we got going on here. Let's see what else we have going on here so we can go ahead and close this out. Let's get ready to close this out. Let's get ready to close it out. Let's get ready to close it out. Aromatherapy. That's right. Aromatherapy, right? So this lets me know that certain scents, when we're talking about we're talking because there's a lot of water here, right? Lots and lots of water here in your cards. And so when we're talking about water, we're talking about the sacral chakra connected to the element of water. So some of the essential oils that you can use to, get you in receiving mode, feminine energy, especially when it comes to your creativity, your wide emotional range, your joy, your sexuality, your fertility, your pleasure, is jasmine essential oil, orange blossom essential oil, fennel essential oil, rose essential oil, sage essential oil, and you may be able to look up some other ones online, but those are just some just to get started with, Leos. And let's pull your number card and then an affirmation card, and let's go ahead and close this out. But that is coming up like really, really heavy in somebody's cards. Like you really just don't know what kind of demons run in people's family. Depression could be somebody's demon in their family, just like alcoholism, just like sex addiction, just like drug addiction. Depression could also be a demon that runs rampant through the family. Like, especially when we're talking about, when I look at this right here, you could be dealing with somebody who is highly intuitive and they feel everything. And let's say they were raised in a religious, like a really religious family, then they never had any support to like encouraging them to tap into their spiritual gifts, right? So for them, it could be a tug of war. Like, I want to believe certain things, but I can't tell certain people, that I love and care for because I'm not going to have any support. So that could be like, it's so many different, pieces to this. So let's see, 444, I am protected. That's what I'm saying. Like people from your past trying to rear his ugly head that should have no more access to you. You're protected. Even if they were trying to send, bad energy your way, you're divinely protected, right? So, but again, don't make the people that's currently in your life right now or people that's coming your way that God is trying to send your way, coming your way, like pay for that. 444. Trust your journey, trust the way that your life unfolds, and trust that you are where you need to be at the present moment. 444 is your number. Let's pull one last card and let's go ahead and close this out. Let's pull one last card and let's close this out. Freedom. Affirmations for freedom. I am free to be me. I am free to live fully. I am present in this moment. I am not bound by my circumstances. I am stronger than fear or doubt. I have the power to create a new reality, because you do. A new reality. Someone is very, very creative, and it's going to make somebody very wealthy, and so and attract loyalty. It's going to attract stability. It's going to attract security, career success, prosperity, vitality, loyalty, all those things that's going to help you get your root, sacral, and solar plexus chakra back in alignment. But in the meantime, you can listen to the 3 lower chakras music. Again, there's no particular channel. Just type it in YouTube. It's free. Listen to it on a regular basis so that you can attract the things that you already thanking God for sooner. Okay, that's what I have for you, Leos. Thank you for joining me. I will see you all on Wednesday. Bye.